Hi there, I'm Paul, and in this video I will show you how to add that dirt buildup on any of your material. It's simple, few nodes setup, and it really makes a difference. I will show you how to turn this into this, or that into that. Let's go! Okay, here in Blender I'm using ready scene. It's called Queen of the Badlands. You can check it out on my website or on my Instagram. I have removed all the dirt from every single material, and I will show you how to add it on that ground, and then you can apply it to basically every single material in your scene. But first, big spoiler alert, this effect doesn't work on empty flat object. You need at least two objects close to each other, or your object needs some crevices, dents, bumps. So to add that dirt, I am cheating a little bit, because I'm using ambient occlusion actually. Here in our shader window, I got just a principled BSDF shader with a little bit of color, and now I will add ambient occlusion node, Shift A, input ambient occlusion. Next I will need color ramp, converter, color ramp, and also I will need mix RGB node. Next we need to connect them all, ambient occlusion to our color ramp and color from color ramp to our mix RGB factor. And before I plug the mix RGB node to principal BSDF node, I will copy that color from here. So if you hover your mouse cursor over that color and if you press Ctrl C, that will copy your color. And now in mix RGB node, we need to hover over color 2 and press Ctrl V. This way you will copy your color from one node to another. Now let's plug mix RGB to our base color. Not much change, although you can probably see a little bit ambient occlusion around objects. Now I will change the color 1 to the color that best suits that scene. In my case it will be dark orange, nearly red color. Okay, you can see some changes around there. To tweak it a little bit, in the color ramp we need to move the black slider a little bit towards the white, and now you can see that ambient occlusion is working. You can also, in your ambient occlusion node, change the distance, crank it up a little bit. I will set it probably to around 7. Move that a little bit. Yeah, that's much better. And it already looks pretty good. But I like to make things a little bit more complicated than they are actually. You don't have to follow next step. I will try to add a little bit noise or randomness to that dirt. So let's move those two nodes, ambient occlusion and color ramp, away, and we will have to add noise texture node and another color ramp. I will plug noise texture factor to the color ramp, and I will also add another mix RGB node, but this time I will change the mixing mode from mix to multiply. Next I will plug the top color ramp with ambient occlusion to color 1 and bottom color ramp with noise texture to color 2. And now that multiplied node, I will plug it to factor in our mix RGB node. Not much has changed, but if we preview those two nodes, noise texture with color ramp, Control Shift left click. And if we move the sliders slightly towards each other, we can see that it adds a little bit noise. I will change the scale to something bigger. In my case, it will be probably 50, so that's much better. And I will also change the detail to 10. Okay, let's crank that color ramp a little bit till I get results that I like. So let's plug Principle back to the material output. Now we can see something's going on here, but we have stains all around our surface, and it's not quite what we want. We want only that ambient occlusion to have a little bit more random look. So I will use those two nodes over here, ambient occlusion and color ramp, as a factor in our multiply node. If you plug it there, it gets even worse. To make it work the way I want, I will add invert node. So Shift A, color, invert, and I will plug it in between color ramp and factor in our multiply node. That way, I'm not sure if you can see it, we got that stain only around objects, only where the ambient occlusion node works. And here you can tweak it the way you like it, move it one way or another, change the scale in the noise texture. And that's basically how I add a little bit dirt around the object. Let me turn on that dirt on all of the objects. That's much better. I love this technique. It's pretty quick. It's just few nodes setup, and it makes such a big difference. I basically added to everything, like her clothes, those skulls, even wires over there. They have a little bit dirt around them. Compare it with and without. Big difference. And what's really amazing with this node setup is that you can still use any texture map you have for your object, like this rock. I got our dirt node setup, but also I have my rock texture node plugged to the second color in mix RGB node, and it works perfectly. That's it for today. Hope I helped you a little bit, and as always, node setup will be available on my website. So thanks for watching, and see you next time.